Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Shenanaguy Plays Trails of Cold Steel. I got about 25 minutes into this episode when I looked over at my second monitor and suddenly realized it was not picking up the microphone. So I went and fixed that and here we are doing this again.
Right.
So anyway, all we have to do is go to all these red story events, red exclamation marks, talk to all these people and continue with the story, obviously. So there is one thing you can do before that, and that is to pick up the first issue of the Imperial Chronicle and Gambler Jack reprint. The book we are collecting in this game is Gambler Jack 2. So we get to pick up the Gambler Jack reprints as well, so we can be up to date on the story. So, I'll go ahead and start off with reading the Imperial Chronicle here. Breaking. Martial law in Heimdall lifted. The Vermilion capital of Heimdall has been in a state of chaos since the late Chancellor's address, but that appears to be coming to a close due in full to the tireless efforts of the Noble Alliance. The Alliance has officially announced its hasty defeat over the rebels lurking within the city's bounds, as well as declared that the elements in the former Imperial Army who plotted the rebellion have been all but stamped out. As a result, martial law in the city has finally been lifted, with Noble Alliance Supreme Commander Duke Cayenne confidently stating, "The capital's safety is now assured." That one of the pillars of the Empire's security would start a rebellion to begin with has been a shock to the nation as a whole, and a heavy sense of dread grows among the citizens. The situation is not without its positives, however, as the Alliance forces have valiantly sworn to continue safeguarding the city. Upon reaching out for comment, they claimed their actions were merely a part of one's duty. One can only hope that placing our trust in these brave men and women will mark a turning point in returning peace to our great nation. What of the rebels? It is certain that the rebels responsible for organizing the uprising have far more allies than is currently known, and the Noble Alliance is working day and night to both find and apprehend all those who had any involvement with this unconscionable act of treason. It is also suspected that the recent assassination of former Chancellor Gileath Osborne may have been the work of the rebels as well. A reliable source told us, "While our investigation is still underway, we believe there is far more to all of this than initially anticipated." As it stands, a number of the Army's armored divisions are continuing to act in a manner truly unfit for citizens of the Empire, frequently instigating conflict against Alliance forces stationed across the country. The same thoughts are no doubt running through the minds of every Erebonian citizen. What would possibly inspire such clear acts of betrayal towards His Majesty? And at what point will the guilty parties come forward and surrender? We of the Imperial Chronicle say, only time will tell. Society. The Imperial family rests. In light of recent events, the Imperial family is expected to remain inside Valfame Palace in comfort. The Imperial Household Agency has reassured the public that this move is only for security reasons, but those close to the family have expressed concerns, speculating the true reason to be that they may be deeply distressed by the current chaotic state of the nation. At least one member of the Noble Alliance has reached out to us to further clarify the Imperial family's position, relaying His Majesty's instructions to do what must be done for the sake of the Empire. As of this publication, the only member of the Imperial family unaccounted for is His Highness Prince Olivert. Fearing for his safety, the Noble Alliance has assured it is leaving no stone unturned in its efforts to locate him. Report. Soldats unveiled. The new weapons being developed to ensure the safety on the Vermilion capital, now known as Panzer Soldats, were formally unveiled in a private press event. Standing at 7 arch tall, the manned behemoths were immediately met with an overwhelmingly positive reception, being welcomed both as symbols of strength and as a perfect weapon for keeping Erebonia's people protected. Some have referred to the soldats as Knights of Justice, and indeed, the memory of them fighting battle after battle to prevent the rebels' uprising is still fresh in our minds. The Noble Alliance is planning to station them throughout the Empire to aid in the fight against enemy forces. Breaking: Kroitzen Province almost fully under control. The Kroitzen Province may be the first to fully eradicate all rebellious elements, if a recent announcement is any indication. While some battles are still ongoing with the province's borders, their end seems to only be a matter of time. A source connected to the forces confided that he hopes His Majesty will be proud of our work, further expressing how his men were wholly dedicated to the elimination of the rebels in the region. Regrettably, a large number of villages and towns have been caught up in the conflict, giving us one more reason to pray this war comes to an end as soon as possible. Notice: information on wanted persons needed. A large number of persons believed to have some connection to the rebellion are wanted, including members of the Railway Military Police, officers in other parts of the Imperial Army, politicians and former reformist faction, and even a small number of students. For the good of our nation's dignity, citizens with any information at all that could lead to their capture are urged to come forward and inform a member of the Noble Alliance forces or their local provincial army as soon as possible. Yes! Lots going on in Erebonia relating to this war that has been sparked. We're going to go ahead and talk to Reen's mother here. Wow, that smells delicious. Wait a sec, is that pheasant stew? Hehe, your very favorite. Your father said that he wanted you to have a nourishing dinner, so he went and caught one himself. Really? I'll be sure to thank him later. Speaking of food, you've got a lot going on here. It smells amazing. Well, the circumstances may not be ideal, but it's been too long since we last dined together as a family. And ever since Her Highness arrived, it's been so lively that I feel like I've gained a second daughter. Times like these are when a mother has to put her best foot forward, don't you think? You really are the perfect mother. Even in times like these, you're right here, ready to warmly welcome us home with open arms. I can't see that ever changing. If only I were half as good of a son as you are a mom. Aw. Mom? Is something wrong? That's not true at all. When I had no idea what was going on with you and your sister, I worried myself sick. At times it felt as though my chest was going to burst from it all. But believing that you two would come back to me safely was the key to keeping myself together. With that in mind, I could focus instead on getting this house ready to welcome you both home. Mom? Whatever doubts you may have about your place in this family, as long as you're here in this house, you're our son. If you're ever feeling down or afraid, you can always find comfort in my arms. And then, once you've found the strength to keep going, you can pick things back up, right where you left them. Dots. Thanks, Mom. I actually feel a lot better now. Well, look forward to dinner tonight, and make sure you work up a good appetite for it, alright? No worries there. And to talk to Reen's dad, who's upstairs in the study. There is one really weird thing about Reen's house, though, that really does me curiosity, is why are the beds separated? Why are there two beds, rather, in the master bedroom? Very interesting. Really interesting. I don't know. Maybe a culture thing? I don't know. All of the Empire's major cities are under the control of the Noble Alliance now. They've been so focused on those, they haven't had time to deal with frontier regions like ours. Thankfully, that means that Ymir hasn't felt the full impact of the Civil War. It does seem that way. I was relieved to see how little's changed. A nice snowfall's the only real difference compared to my last visit. By the way, I see you chose not to join the Noble Alliance. Is everything alright on that front? Well, I've never wanted anything to do with the Noble faction to begin with. There's always the chance they'll try and invite me to join, but I'm confident I can talk my way out of it. I'm a little concerned that I can't get in touch with Viscount Arsaid, however. You can't? No, not Viscount Arsaid! Oh man, this brings ill tidings. Did something happen over in Legram? Or maybe even the Courageous? I'm afraid I couldn't tell you, but it's Viscount Arcade we're talking about. He'll be fine. Regardless, I'm just trying to make sure that we're well prepared for anything, especially since our duties have expanded to sheltering Her Highness. That's true. The Alliance already has His Majesty and the Crown Prince, so it's safe to assume they want Princess Alphen as well. Dad, let me know if there's anything I can do to make your job easier. I'm more than happy to help. Of course. I'm sure I'll be counting on you in the days to come. Still, start with trying not to rush things. You shouldn't have to jump to thinking you need to shoulder more than your fair share of responsibility. There's only so much burden that one person can bear. Do you think I'm shouldering too much? Admittedly, those are Master Kafai's words and not mine, but they get what I wanted to say well enough. And, whether I think it or not, this is a good chance for you to get some well-earned rest. I want you to make the most of it, alright? Sure, thanks, Dad. Such a nice office. I really want to know if Teo Schwarzer dual wields these swords. Or if he uses the guns, you know? Or maybe he uses a sword and a gun. Shotgun in one hand, sword in the other. Anyway, this right here is Ymir, the mountain town with hot springs. And this right here would be their dog. Bado. I'm home, Bado. Being welcomed back by you really makes me feel like I'm home again. Dots? Next, we are going to talk to Toval. Oh, no, wait, Elise. They're right here, so we'll talk to them. This is a really cool thing. Like, I don't know how common this is, but like, just a little shallow hot spring, or bath, I guess, in the middle of town that you can like gather around and dip your feet in. It's really cool. Anyway.
Oh, here you are, Elise. Wasn't expecting to find the two of you together.
Well, it's quite cold outside, so I thought I'd come and give Celine some warm milk. I keep telling her that she doesn't need to go out of her way for me, but she won't listen. The steam here is plenty to keep me warm. Oh no, that wouldn't do at all. You saved my brother's life. At least allow me to try and make your stay here in Ymir a comfortable one.
Celine saved my life? And when exactly did this happen?
I told her nothing of the sort. I keep trying to tell her it's not true, but she won't believe a word I say. Is something the matter?
Nope, not a thing.
I'd really rather you didn't act like I saved his life, though. Besides, if anything, I should be the one who owes you. What do you mean? Nothing. Forget I said anything. The milk's cooled down a little now, so I'm going to have some. Thank you.
Thinking back on it, didn't Elise later say she spotted a cat when she went into the old schoolhouse?
Ooh, finally put two and two together, did he?
That better not have been who I think it is.
Don't give me that look. I wouldn't have let her in there if I didn't think it was safe, you know? I was desperate. You just had such a half-hearted reaction to that door, so I started getting impatient and...
I can't believe you! She could've...
She wasn't in any danger, honestly. The Guardian in there was designed not to attack people unrelated to the trial. It didn't touch her even when she was right in front of it, right? That's proof enough. I'm sorry, okay? I never should have done it to begin with. Emma's lectured me over and over about it, too.
You're sorry? You...
I'm not sure why you're whispering to one another, but regardless, I want you to know how much I appreciate what you did. Like I said before, I want to make your stay a comfortable one. Whatever you need, please don't hesitate to ask. It's okay, really. And, sorry. Why are you sorry?
Well, she does genuinely seem to regret what she did, and at least didn't come to any harm. I guess I'll let her off this time. I really do have one amazing little sister. Compared to her, I
think the game audio is just slightly getting into that area where it might be clipping. I don't want to risk alt-tabbing and crashing the game, so we'll just kind of have to put up with it until the next episode where I can fix it. But this game is... Oh, wait a second. No, we don't. What am I saying? We can just change the in-game volume. That'll fix the issue. Bring the BGM down, sound effects down, voice down. We'll go 2 ticks each. I'm smart. Next is the Valley's Echo. Talk to Toval in here.
If you've come to thank me for saving your butt again, save it. I'm just glad I made it in time. Princess Alphen and that sister of yours are the ones you should be talking to. You were on their minds this whole time.
Yeah, I can tell. I really do appreciate you coming for me, though. I was pretty far out from town, so I didn't think anyone would find me. Just goes to show what bracers can do, I guess.
About that, I wasn't actually the one who found you.
You weren't?
2 days ago, I got a call out of nowhere on my Arcus. They gave me this crazy amount of detail on exactly where to find you, then they just hung up. Didn't even say who they were. I figured it couldn't hurt to go take a look, and sure enough, there you were.
That's strange. I wonder who it was.
Wish I could tell you. I couldn't even recognize their voice. Nah, that's not really true. It was kind of familiar. Maybe. Whatever. No use dwelling on it. Right now, we've got bigger problems to tackle than mystery callers. There's the war, for starters.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Have you and the rest of the guild been doing much?
Well, we've been trying. We're pretty limited on what we can do, partly because we've all been split up since the war broke out. I don't even know if any of the others in Erebonia are okay, Sarah included.
It sounds like things have gotten even more serious since I was away.
Sure has. Not even regular civilians have been able to escape being affected by it. As it stands, the Noble Alliance has the overwhelming advantage, but the Imperial Army's showing no signs of surrendering to them, particularly in a few regions across the country.
I see.
Oh, and another thing you might hear. We've been getting reports of a few Jaeger corps taking part in the war too, even members of Ouroboros.
Exclamation! Phantom Thief B.
Ouroboros.
Crap, what's her name?
Society?
I mean, Misty, Azure Abyss. I can remember, like, everything except her actual name. Darn it.
That's the one. Jaegers being employed here in Erebonia is nothing new, but there's way more of them here these days. As for Ouroboros, they're probably just trying to stir up trouble of their own. It's what they do best. Then there's the fact that Erebonia isn't the only place with problems right now. Crossbell's full of them too. There's so much to freak out about these days, it could drive you insane.
That's...
Sorry, you've got enough on your plate without me dumping all this on you, huh? Try saving all those bad thoughts you got piling up for another day, okay? You need to focus on relaxing. You can decide what you want to do after that.
Sure. Thanks, Toval. You're probably right. You're just a fountain of good advice, huh?
I've just got a few years worth of life experience on you, that's all. Oh, and while I'm giving you good advice, why not take a dip in the hot springs? Could be a nice way to clear your head.
It probably would. Hasn't let me down before. Maybe I should pay a visit to the Phoenix Wings later.
Yeah. Toval's a great character. I really like him. He's awesome. One thing I did notice during that conversation is the music seems to be a little loud when people are talking. Why did it put the volume all the way up again? What the heck? We're gonna go one more down on the BGM, I think. Yeah. We'll try to stick with that. See how that does. Alright, next we're going to do Werner at the kitchen area of the hotel. Yes. The hotel is back here. Very nice hotel. The Phoenix Wings. He is back here. The question mark looks like it's part of his hat. I mean, exclamation. Oh, it's you, Reen. Your color's not looking half bad. If you were looking any worse, I was gonna have you drink some of my new vegetable juice I've been concocting. I'm perfectly fine without, thank you. How many new recipes have you made since I've been away? My creativity is infinite, Reen. I'm always striving to make the finest dishes in the land. You were brushing up on your own cooking skills at the academy, weren't you? Yeah, my classmates and I were cooking for ourselves at one point. Wait a sec, where did my recipe book go? Did you lose it? I guess so. I had all kinds of different recipes written down too. Well, you went out of your way to come and see me. I suppose this is the least I can do. Take this. Received recipe book. Is this a new recipe book? It's a spare I had lying around, so go ahead and use it. Take these too. Received the recipe for salty onigiri. Received coarse rock salt times 3, which we're maxed out on, so that just goes into the void of nothingness. And assorted grains times 3. This is what Elise often used to bring me while I was training. Are you sure it's okay for me to just take these? Absolutely. I'm happy to see that you came to understand the joys of cooking while you were at the academy. And besides, taking the time to enjoy cooking should help to lift your spirits somewhat. It's a simple recipe, so why not go ahead and make it with your family? Thank you very much then. Alright, that is Head Chef Warner. And next, we shall go to the church. Which is a church like any other church. Oh, before I forget too, I did install 2 mods again. One is just a basic assorted texture update, kind of the same as last time, just in-game menus, the eyes for some of the characters, clothing, a few miscellaneous things here and there. So makes it look a little bit better. And then the other one I did was the send patcher for this one, which fixes assorted things like timings, bugs. I think it fixes character boxes so that their collisions are a little bit better. But yeah, anyway, so I used those.
She's praying so intently. Thinking about it, she must be even more distressed right now than I am.
Why, hello, Reen! You're looking rather well today. Much better than you were yesterday, at any rate.
I feel loads better, actually. Thanks. How about you? Are you managing all right here? I'm guessing life in a tiny village like this is harder than you're used to. If there's anything I can do to make things easier for you, though, don't hesitate to let me know.
Oh, not at all. I've been simply loving my stay here. The scenery is stunning. The hot springs are oh so soothing, to say nothing of your mother's spectacular cooking. I'm having the time of my life here. I almost envy Elise for growing up in such a wonderful place.
I'm happy to hear you say that. Still.
On top of all that, I was able to reunite with you here. Oh, and meet a mysterious talking cat, too. Not everyone gets to do that now, do they? I still haven't had the pleasure of meeting that Ashen Knight of yours, however. Perhaps I might have the chance once he wakes up? I suppose I can dream.
Well...
Dots. Exclamation!
I realize I'm the last person who has any right to say this, but there's no need to force yourself to bottle everything up and put on a brave face. I know how worried I am about my classmates, so I can only imagine how you must feel.
I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be royalty. I shouldn't be getting all worked up about something like this, but just thinking of what my family must be going through is just too much to bear.
Dots.
Cedric and we had a fight on the morning it all happened. I was planning to make up with him that evening, but
I'm sure he won't hold that against you. You'll be able to make up with him next time you see him. I'm sure that'll be sooner than you think, too. But in the meantime, there's no need to force yourself to seem like being apart from them isn't bothering you. Royalty or not, no one would blame you for being worried or upset. And every single one of us here wants to do what we can to help you.
Thank you. I'm fine now. I hope I don't sound ungrateful, but I think you should be spending more time with Elise rather than me. This is your first chance in a while to spend some quality time together. I'd hate to take that away from her.
Why? I mean, it's true that she's a little more dependent on me than you'd expect for a girl her age, but that doesn't mean she needs me hovering around her all the time. Then again, she did seem more shaken up than usual. Maybe you're right. I should try and cheer her up while I still can.
That's not exactly what I meant. Oh, this is so difficult on a fair maiden's heart, I hope you know. You're just making me wish you were my brother all the more.
Why?
I think Princess Alphen is crushing on us kind of hardcore. Just a hunch. Where's the bishop anyway? Oh, they're in here. Okay. Anyway, next up we have the Ymir Canyon to travel to. Which I think this is the farthest we can go. I can see monsters up ahead. I probably shouldn't stray too far from the village, even though I'm level 2 freaking 100. Oh well. Annabelle? What's she doing here? All right, let's see how many little dastardly fishies I can catch today. I wasn't expecting to find someone fishing here. Not like there's a whole lot of monsters here though, so she should be safe if she doesn't stray too far. Exclamation! And just who might you be? I seem to recall meeting her during one of our field studies. Oh, I recognize you. You're one of Thor's students who helped me a few months ago, yes? It's lovely to see you again. Nice to meet you again, too. Looks like I was right. Sorry for disturbing you. Oh, there's no need to apologize. Actually, since you are a student of Thor's, you wouldn't happen to know a young man named Kenneth, would you? Kenneth? I do, actually. He's in the Imperial Fishing Club. That's the guy. That's wonderful news. Perhaps you might know where I could find him as well? I'm sorry. I'm afraid I've got no idea. Really? No, that's not so wonderful. So you know him too? Indeed. When the war first broke out, we fled Trista together. But on the way, he told me that he had something that he had to take care of and asked me to go on alone. He promised to meet me here in Ymir, but there's been no sign of him since. That's unfortunate. Not that I believe anything untoward. Untoward? What? That's a word? Not that I believe anything untoward could possibly have happened to him, of course. After all, there is nothing in this world that could crush the spirit of us anglers. When it comes to survival, even soldiers can't hold a candle to us. Right. That said, you're looking a little glum. At times like these, there's nothing like a spot of fishing to cheer you up. If you know Kenneth, it's only fair for me to assume that you're a fan of fishing too. I am, in fact. Kenneth even gave me a title, Red Angler, I think? I don't have my fishing gear with me anymore, though. So that's another thing where you can carry your previous game's clear data over. It'll affect that title that you get right off the bat. So since we were Max, we're Red Angler. Red Angler? That means you caught a famed guardian? In that case, please take these. Received fishing book. Received feather rod. Received ground bait ×5. Are you sure? Sure, I'm sure. Kenneth left me in charge of some of his fishing gear. He instructed me to give them away if I were to cross paths with any promising fellow fishing enthusiasts. So go on. They're rightfully yours. That sounds like Kenneth, all right. Thank you very much. And since we've got your new notebook open, I've taken the liberty of writing down your current title to help you keep track. You'll begin as a bronze angler, judged by the same standards as any professional. Aim for the top and become a fishing god. I've plenty of prizes you can exchange your angler points for, so beyond being pure bloody fun, fishing should prove worth your while. I'll try and do some when I've got the chance then. Like right now.
This spot looks perfect for fishing.
I think the minigame changed. It might not have. Nope, it's the same. Lake Lord Star 2.
Not bad.
I believe we have all fish. Yeah, we've got all fish. Okay. All right, so that's all we can do there. So back to town. Next is back to the Phoenix Wings. Yeah, that is all we have to do. It is recommended for if you're doing nightmare difficulty, as I am, to have healing items and such, but we already took care of that if I remember correctly. No, we didn't. Let's go take care of that. I could have sworn I took care of that. Wow. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, yep. So we got to go to the general store over here. Clover. I took care of it the first time I tried recording, but like I said, the microphone wasn't working. So we didn't do it this time. Oh, hello there. You won't believe who's been coming in here lately. Well, maybe you will, but none other than Princess Alphen herself. She's the sweetest little thing. The way she looks at you, her smile. I wish I could just hug and squeeze her and never let her go. Well, they don't call her one of the country's greatest treasures for nothing, I guess. They certainly don't. Don't you worry. We'll keep her safe as can be. She really seems to be making herself at home here. That's good to know. So, obviously, we're going to stock up on battle scopes. We'll get some smoke grenades. These... Yeah, we'll get... Oh, we can only have one? Okay, because we already had 98. We'll fill up on these. Don't have to worry about those. Geez, these healing items are weak. I guess we'll stock up on celestial bombs then. Alright, now we will go to the hotel. I love this town. Such a nice town. Talk to this guy, Manager Baggins. Baggins? Master Reen, you've finally awoken. I'm so very relieved to see it. I was terribly worried about you. Thanks for your concern, Mr. Baggins. Although I'd prefer it if you didn't call me Master Reen all the time. Perhaps so, but you will always be Master Reen to me. May I help you with anything? Actually, I'd like to use the hot springs. Are they open by any chance? Why, yes, of course. As it so happens, cleaning was only finished not too long ago. You can have any, or even all of them, to yourself if you so wish. That sounds wonderful. I might just take you up on your offer. It feels like it's been ages since I've had a chance to enjoy them. The entrance is to the right. Enjoy, Master Reen. Yeah, like we wouldn't know where the entrance is, having grown up in Ymir. Blue. Yeah, blue. Okay. I guess I could have looked at the map. Should I go into the baths now? Maybe I should go around and let everyone know I'm okay first. They've all been so worried. Entering the baths will cause the main story to advance. So obviously there's other characters you could talk to. You can talk to everyone in town if you so desired. They all have some dialogue. But just as with the previous game, that would take a very, very long time to go through. So we're just going to do the main stuff. So yes, we'll go inside. Well, they were just cleaned. A nice warm soak while enjoying the scenery sounds like just the thing right now. Yeah, these games literally have over 1 million words of dialogue each. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
You really can't beat an outdoor hot spring. Feels like all the fatigue that's been building up inside me is melting away. I don't think I realized just how exhausted I was until I came in here. Still, what am I supposed to do now? Chancellor Osborne's been shot, the capital's been occupied, and now even Trista and the Academy are under the Noble Alliance's control. Then there's Crow. I was practically a joke. I didn't stand a chance against him. Even borrowing the power of something like a divine knight wasn't enough to fight him on equal terms. Far from it. It was hopeless from the start. I didn't realize before, but he was holding back against me the whole time. Even without that trump card of his, he could have defeated me effortlessly. And yet there was me, all happy, thinking that I'd won, right before he knocked me back with a single blow. If only I wasn't so weak. If only I'd been able to hold my ground. Maybe things would have been different. Instead, I ended up running away and leaving everyone else behind. There's no point in blaming how things ended on Celine or Valimar. None of this is their fault. This is all on me. Because of that, I've lost everything. I'd finally found a place where I felt I belonged, and people to share it with, and I lost it all. I thought my life was finally gaining some direction, but now I feel totally lost again.
Reen? Sorry if I'm bothering you.
Elise, did you want to use the springs too?
I heard you were here, so I thought that perhaps I could come and join you.
I mean, I know we used to come in here together when we were kids, but we're a little old for that now, don't you think? I'm not so sure it's the best idea.
Please, we're siblings. There's no need to feel so self-conscious. And you must be exhausted after all that's happened. So I thought the least I could do was come and wash your back for you. The water's nice and toasty, huh? Truth be told, I haven't taken a dip here for some time. I'd forgotten how pleasant it was to sit here and admire the snow.
Yeah, same here. Bathing during the fall when the leaves are changing has its charms, but something about watching the snow really relaxes me. And it's plenty relaxing even without a bottle of sake in hand, despite what Master Kafai might tell you.
He's always been a heavy drinker. To say nothing of the fact that Father can never turn down the opportunity to help him finish a bottle or three whenever he visits.
I'm sorry. You came out here because you were worried, didn't you?
Oh no, not at all. That wasn't why I came here at all. It's just that...
You're not the only one. It's like everyone I meet has to go out of their way for me. It's how things have been for my whole life. How everyone feels like they have to be around me.
What do you mean?
It happened the day Dad picked me up in that blizzard 12 years ago. It happened the day when I lost control and scared you 8 years ago. It happened the day Master Kafai cut short my years of training. It even happened only last month, when everyone risked their lives so that I, and I alone, could be saved.
That's not...
Looking back on my life, I've been too fortunate for my own good. All I've done is bask in the kindness of everyone I know, giving nothing worthwhile in return.
Man, he's really down in the dumps, isn't he?
On the contrary, I've brought nothing but misfortune to them instead. Like I'm some kind of curse. I don't have the right to be treated kindly. I don't deserve to have others putting themselves out for me. Not when I seemingly can't do a thing to return that kindness and am too weak to fight for them when they need it most. None of this should have ever happened. If I'd known it would, if I'd known things would ever become like this, then I'd never have gone to the academy to begin with.
Stop! Do you seriously mean all that you've just said? The right to be treated kindly? And who exactly decides who has that right, whatever that's supposed to be? I don't look out for you because I expect something in return or because I want you to defend me. Acts of kindness aren't debts to be repaid. I look out for you because I care about you, because you're important to me. And I'm sure that Mother, Father, Master Kafai, your classmates, and all of your other acquaintances feel the same. So please, from the bottom of my heart, please don't say that you don't have the right to be treated kindly. Of course you do. You just don't realize it. You care so much about the people who matter to you. So why can't you understand that those people care just as much about you? Think back to that day when you were separated from your classmates. What kind of expressions did they have when you parted from them?
They... They were smiling. They all believed that we'd see each other again, that no matter what happened along the way, we'd all be reunited, and that one day, we'd move forward together as a class again, just like we did before. Maybe there's nothing wrong with feeling lost and impatient from time to time. I believe in all of them, and if they see me as worthy of their trust, then I'd like to try and believe in myself too. We're classmates, and more than that, we're friends. So long as I keep moving forward, I'm sure that somewhere, someday, our paths will cross again.
I think so too, Reen.
Thanks, Elise. I feel like you gave me exactly what I needed to move forward.
You don't need to thank me. I didn't do anything. All I did was remind you of something you already knew. It was your time at the academy that gave you what you needed. I admit, I am a little envious of your classmates, though.
Still, I'm really thankful to have you in my life. I might not be the most dependable brother in the world, but I'd appreciate it if you kept looking out for me. And while it might be a ways away, I'll keep striving to be an older brother you can be proud of.
I'm always proud of you, you know? And of course I will. I see all's well that ends well.
Exclamation! Oh, Celine too, huh?
Your Highness?
And you've brought Celine too.
Hope you don't mind us barging in. What brings you here? I heard that you were both here from Toval, so I thought I might come along and see how everything was going. Besides, how could I pass up a chance to help cheer up Reen? And oh, what a heartwarming sight I happened to stumble upon during my humble quest. Considering you were waiting for the perfect time to make your grand entrance, stumbling is a stretch.
You were waiting.
Were you listening in the whole time? Elise, have you ever known me to be so unladylike? But I see you've done a fine enough job for the both of us. Oh, the bond between siblings is truly a miraculous thing. Not only do you share an unwavering kinship, but you'll always have the tender embrace of skinship within reach.
Oh, jeez, Alphen.
I'm so jealous.
I appreciate your concern, though. Still, Elise is one thing, but I'm not entirely comfortable sharing the springs with you, Your Highness.
Oh, come now, Reen. This is the bath. Ranks are stripped once our clothes are, as far as I'm concerned. That being said, May I join Elise in washing your back as well? This would make the perfect chance for us to finally strengthen our bond as honorary siblings. Wouldn't you agree? Your Highness, please!
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is a mixed bath. So I don't know why it's such a big deal.
I'm sorry, okay?
Huh?
About, you know, things. I'm not exactly all that cognizant of human feelings and the like. Emma often points out as much. But thinking back, I have done some things that were probably quite insensitive in your eyes.
Look at you.
Huh?
If anything, I should be the one apologizing. I shouldn't have taken my frustrations out on you like that. Can you forgive me?
Forgive you? Why would I need to? Ugh, I really don't get you sometimes.
Exclamations.
That sounded like...
I know exactly what that was. It's that magic knight we ran into on the way down the mountain.
I had a feeling Toval's art wasn't enough to finish it off. But the fact it's still active isn't the only problem. It sounds like it's coming this way.
Dun dun dun. Title screen! You're certain, then, that this magic knight something or other is coming here? I'm certain. I can sense its mana moving towards us. It's still a fair distance away for now, but it's getting closer by the minute. It's coming from the direction of the valley behind the village. I thought I'd finish it off, but I should have made sure. I didn't think anything could survive that fall, but if anything could, it'd be one of those things. No, you did what you could. You shouldn't blame yourself. Still, why would it be coming here? My guess is because you're here. Or, more specifically, because the Ashen Awakener is here. It's after Reen? So the Magic Knight may have some connection with the Divine Knights. Well, that makes us easy. If it's after me, then I should be the one to go out and stop it. But you'd be putting yourself in danger. I'll be fine, and I won't let it get anywhere near the village. In a way, I have to. If I can't do this, what hope do I have of getting Class 7 back together again? Well, sounds like your mind's made up. And you appear to have recovered enough in my eyes. Alright then, I have no objections. We'll have all the villagers ready to evacuate as a precaution. Take care, Reen. Thanks, Mom, Dad. Let me come with. I doubt I could compare to Sarah, but I ain't too shabby in a fight. Really? Thank you. I'd feel a lot better having you around, honestly. Okay, so Toval, Celine, you guys almost ready to head out? Actually, if you don't mind, Reen, I would like to come with you. Exclamation. You would? Elise? This is not an opponent to be taken lightly, a fact I'm sure you're well aware of. I fully understand the dangers in this entail. Combat etiquette is imperative to calling oneself a noble, and I'm familiar with the sword style of the Schwarzer family. You've trained me yourself, Reen. Well, that's true, but you're certain that this is what you want to do, Elise? Yes, I am. My brother has chosen his path, and as his sister, I feel I have a duty to support him. No, not only as a sister, as a daughter of the House Schwarzer. I have every intention of doing whatever is within my power. My, how you've grown. Indeed. As your father, I couldn't be more proud. Take her with you, Reen. I have plenty of faith in her abilities as a swordsman, but I also think she would keep you from doing anything too rash. Dad, come on. I don't think you've got anything to worry about. She's stronger than you're giving her credit for. Like your dad said, she knows her way around a sword, and she's pretty good at using her Arcus too. She saved me and her highness from more than a few tough spots on her way here even. That she did. And I'm sure she'll be capable of even more with her beloved brother at her side. But still... Hold on, since when has Elise had an Arcus? Oh, left that fun detail out when catching you up, didn't I? Prince Olivert gave me a couple of spares, actually. and I had a hunch these two would have a knack for them with a bit of practice, so I showed them the ropes on the way here. Gabe. I know you're against her coming with us, but we really don't have much time here, and it's pretty clear that nothing you say is going to change her mind. So I think it's time you gave up and we got going. Aye. Fine, you can come too, Elise. But don't even think about doing anything that will put you any further in harm's way than you need to be. Promise, okay? I promise. Alright, let's start getting ready then. If either of you need to do anything last minute, get it done now. After that, we'll make our way for Ymir's back entrance. Toval and Elise joined the party. You can now customize the battle order of your party members. About recovery items and food. Recovery items such as tier bombs and EP charges can be purchased from shops. However, it's much more economical to recover HP and EP by cooking food using rather than ingredients you have on hand. Whatever ingredients you have on hand. Your home-cooked meals also happen to provide a variety of special effects that standard healing items do not. Right. Very true. I'm assuming the previous game had not much use of the cooking aspect, so she's got a really cool-looking sword. Man. We're gonna set up our tactics. I mean, I suppose it makes sense that I got her up to level 202? Jeez. Don't remember that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and end the video right here and go fight our magic knight next time. So until then, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.